Alright, so we're back. I wanted to talk to you guys about upgrading hardware like I said I was. It's pretty easy to do, but if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where to look, you can end up buying stuff that you really didn't want. So I'm just going to try to cover some basic things so that nobody wastes their money. Alright, um, first thing, you pretty much have to have this. I mean, there's other ways to do it, such as DXDiag the through Run, but you can also, this is probably the easiest way, is just to go to filehippo.com. And then you can search for CPU-Z. You can just type CPU-Z in Google. Um, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but I recommend FileHippo a lot, so that's why I kind of went here. Just download the latest version here. Remember to skip any adware. I don't think that one has anything that tricks you, but always be cautious of that. Once you have it, open it up, and this tells you pretty much everything about your computer. I know it's going to be hard to see on mine because of my settings, but this tells you right here where it says package. This is your CPU socket type, which you have to know that to upgrade your CPU. My socket type is AM3, but see, with this program, mine was actually AM2 plus and also AM3, so it doesn't show as AM2 plus here also. So I'm going to go over how to get more specific in the details here, but this tells you the speed, the clocks, everything's running out. But here, if you go to the main board, you should have a model here with your motherboard's model, and you can get the specifics of the socket type and such by typing that in Google and making sure you pick the correct revision. If make sure you have the right one. Mine was revision 1, so I had to click that to get to the right one. They're about the same, but anyways, as you see, then this will tell you everything that you need to know about it. It's going to be different. This is Gigabyte's website, so this is the specification is right here on this website, but for another company it might be somewhere else. But one PCI Express X16 slot, that's how I knew that it had one, as I went here and looked, and that's how I upgraded my video card. Most computers, newer computers, are going to have a PCI Express slot, and as long as you got a PCI Express slot, any PCI Express, even 3.0, will work fine in your computer. But anyway, see, as you see, it says supports what I said it did. So, but this is the easiest way to go about. And also on main board here, you see graphic interface. It also says PCI Express X16. So it also says it here. But that's how you can figure out those couple of things. Now, picking out a video card is one of the hardest, definitely one of the hardest things to do, because a lot of people think the more video RAM it has, the better the card is, but that is absolutely not the case. I'm just going to go over CPUs and graphics cards right now. Maybe I'll make another video on RAM and hard drives and such, but I'm going to keep this short and simple, and I just want to get people informed if they didn't already know, so that people can save money and not make the same mistakes that I have made in the past. So when you go here, let's say I'm looking for a new processor. I know that I have, mine supports AM3 and AM2 plus, but I'm looking for an upgrade, so I'm probably going to go with the AM3 because it's the newer socket type. Well, here, when you go to Newegg or Tiger Direct or anywhere else you go, it's going to have your socket type here. LGA115 is for a lot of the i5s and such. Let's see, I got AM3 right here. There's only 5. There are other CPUs out there. They're probably going to be more expensive. This website is one of the best ones if you didn't know about it already. And this is the CPU I have right here, 9499, quad core, 6 megabytes of L3 cache. It's a good processor. I started out with something more along the lines of, if they can even Show me an AM2 Plus. I don't even see it. Yeah, they don't even have that type anymore. But anyways, so you have to make sure you pick the right socket type. If you have an Intel computer and you have a Pentium 4 or whatever, check your socket type is probably an LGA 1155. And if it is, then most motherboards will support any wattage. Like you go to your motherboard specs, like I said, you Google it, and it should tell you what CPUs are compatible there also. So you can double and triple check. But the graphics card is probably what is most important. So let's go there. Now, if you have a PCI Express slot, then you know that you can go ahead and go with this large lump, right? Don't even select one of these, but you can take PCI Express 3.0, 2.1, 2.0, X16. All of those will work. There will only be a slight performance decrease. If you have an older slot with a 3.0 card, it won't even be noticeable. Basically, they also have AGP and PCI, so you're pretty much covered on whatever kind of socket you have. But if you have a PCI Express, I wouldn't even click right here to narrow it down. I would click more. I'm not going to tell you to click on AMD or NVIDIA because, you know, that depends on you. But you want to go really, to tell how good a video card is, you want to go by stream processors, which NVIDIA calls them CUDA cores, and ATI calls them stream processors. They're the exact same thing, really. There might be some different architecture between the two, but as far as I know, they're exactly the same. They're just called different things. So that's how you really tell how good a video card is. Yeah, you do want VRAM. Yeah, you want bandwidth, and you want faster clocks, and you know all that good stuff. You want to make sure you have your HDMI or your VGA port, whatever type you use. You know, you want to make sure it's adequate cooling. You really want to read the reviews. You know, you want to make sure the memory interface is pretty important too. But if you pick something with high stream processors, let's say, you know, there's 25 here at 1,000, that would be a mid-range, upper mid-range card, definitely an upper mid-range card. So let's just search by that, see what comes up here. Now this is all going to be ATI because I picked stream processors, but if I would have picked CUDA cores at the same number or close to the same number, it would have been all NVIDIA, so you could do it like that. I have it going by lowest price I see for $170. This is a good mid to high range card. I mean, you can play everything on high, at least for a while. I wouldn't exactly say it's future proof, but you see it's 256-bit. You know, and yeah, and it has this one only has 1 gigabyte of VRAM, video RAM. So you do have to weigh some of the different things. If you're doing dual monitors and such, you're not going to want the 1 gigabyte. But stream processors is really key. The more of those you have, the better the card is going to be, and I can easily demonstrate that. By saying, well, what's here, these GTX 200 series, let's see how many stream processors. Okay, there's NVIDIA. CUDA cores for them, 240. You know, we know this card isn't good. It might be 1 gigabyte. It even has 512-bit support. But see, number one, it's GDDR3. You want GDDR5, and also it only has 240 CUDA cores. It's just definitely not worth it. Maybe a long time ago, but something that would play anything nowadays and in the future for a good price. And I'm not trying to be an ATI fanboy here or anything, but for the, you know, this is the best card you can get for the price as far as I'm concerned. $300, yes, but this card has 3 gigabytes of VRAM, it's 384-bit, it has 1792 stream processors. I have a GTX 650 right now. It's 600 series isn't great, but it's not a bad card. It has 300 and something CUDA cores, and it plays Battlefield 3 on Ultra. It doesn't play everything on Ultra. Armor 2, the engine is horrible, and it doesn't play that great, but it does play everything in 1080p. So you know this card is future-proof with the stream processors and video RAM like that, and it is GDDR5. I like the 7850. NVIDIA is coming out with the 700 series. Maybe they're going to do some good stuff there. I've always considered ATI on top as far as video cards are concerned, and I do find Intel to be, AMD's better at video cards. I do think that Intel wins on the CPU, but still for budget, I might not even be accurate there. You'll have to see where gaming goes and where the technology goes, because those 8-core processors, hyper-threading might not end up meaning much at all, and those 8-core processors might end up being better for gaming and much cheaper. So anyways, I think that pretty much covers everything. Go for stream processors. Make sure you got the right type of video card for your computer. Make sure you know the socket type for your CPU. RAM, if you have a smaller computer, you're going to need low profile RAM. If you have a regular tower, you can get you got to make sure you have the DDR3, or you have to check your motherboard specs for the fastest RAM you can get, and make sure you follow all the specifications accordingly, and of course make sure you have a decent enough power supply, which usually you will. I've seen an i5 and a 7750 and a pretty nice computer run off of a 220 watt power supply. So they do degrade over time, and it is better to have the bigger the better, but not always that important. But that concludes it. I'm sorry if it took a little longer than I wanted it to, but at least you have that information that took me a while to figure out. Subscribe, because I want to put videos up for you guys to watch. I'm going to put up some game videos that are interesting. I don't want to put anything up that's going to bore anybody. I want you guys to comment and like and dislike if you don't like it, and let me know what's up. I want to make more videos, but I want to make sure some people are going to watch them. So thanks for watching. See you next time.